Thanks to Corwin Motors for sponsoring the Keeping Score podcast. At Corwin Motors, they're proud to be family-driven for over 100 years. Their commitment goes beyond selling cars. They're dedicated to serving our community, providing you with the highest quality vehicles to fit your lifestyle. Whether you're searching for reliability, style, or comfort, they've got you covered. They understand that you rely on their website for accurate and up-to-date information. It's their promise to deliver relevant, detailed content that meets your needs. So if you're in the market for a new Chevrolet or just want to learn more, visit CorwinMotorsKalispell.com. On this episode of Keeping Score, I attended the Flathead boys and girls basketball practices before their season kicks off this weekend against Great Falls. I talked to both coaches about what their expectations are and some of the players about how they're feeling before the season. Before we start, I'd like to give a thank you to Corwin Motors for sponsoring this video. Let's not waste any time and get right to it. Taller than me, so that's great. Okay, I'm here with Grace Gall here for the Flathead Bravettes, I should say, basketball team. How's practice been, and how excited are you to get going?
It's good. I'm really excited. I've been ready all year, and we have a good team this year, so I'm excited. And a bunch of new people. It's new chemistry.
And talk to me about your team this year. What's exciting about it, and what are you excited to showcase in front of the Flathead fans and students?
Well, I'm excited mainly because we have a lot of posts this year, lots of big mans, and I have obviously run a post for a long time, so now I get the opportunity to kind of run every position, outside and in, and all of them are a lot more experienced. They did AAU and stuff, and they're new, so I'm just excited for everybody on the team. We have good players all around. So.
That's awesome. You guys have more experience. When it comes to your game in the post, do you try to be offensive-centric, or do you try to be the defensive staple for the team?
Well, I like blocking shots, obviously.
Who doesn't, right?
Literally, but I personally like offense more, obviously. I struggle a little bit on defense. I've always kind of sagged off more. Mm-hmm. So I'm more of an offense-strong player when it comes to post, but I honestly like both. They're both good, yeah.
Fair enough. Talk to me about the leadership on this team. How exciting is it to be a part of a team where you can have your say and, they'll listen to you and you have underclassmen who are willing to buy in?
Yeah. The leadership is good, and it's nice, too, because everybody this year, listens, and we take everybody's input. There's Bryn Kosman is on our team, and she's a freshman, and we still, she is very much ball smart, and we, take all her advice. We take Kaylin's advice, Taylor's advice, and we kind of just give all the communication all around, and it's just nice to have everybody listen to each other and talk.
Yeah, I bet it's great with the team. And tell me, what are you trying to improve on from last year's team to this year's team?
I'm trying to improve on mainly, my main thing was, chemistry and, having good relationships all throughout the team, because I know last year we struggled a little bit, having chemistry all around, but I think this year, we already, coming into the season, some of the girls I played with in AAU, I think we just have good chemistry all around, and that was the one thing I was hoping for this season.
And talk to me, how long have you played with the girls in AAU, and what's it like coming into high school with that experience?
I've known a lot of the girls, and then, Lexi, one of the freshmen, I played with her last year, and I've practiced with all of them, in camps. I knew all their names coming into it, so it's just nice having all that experience with each other, so I'm excited.
Last question I'll ask you. If you had to describe your team in one word, what would it be? It's a tough one.
One word, probably grit. All of us are ready to play. We know when to be serious and we know when to not. And we all kind of take basketball serious because most of us, it's our number one sport, obviously. So we all just take it seriously, and we still know when to have fun.
Okay, I'm here with Taylor Greene. Taylor, walk me through what you're excited for this season and what we're going to get out of the Bravettes this year.
Overall, I'm excited to come together as a team and build on what we've been working for all summer long. We really practiced as a team to build chemistry, integrity, and to go out for the win. And I think that this year we have a really strong team, and I think that using all of our skills that we can accomplish a lot of things in a lot of ways. And I'm just looking forward to building things with the team and moving forward.
What was some of the things you guys did this summer to build chemistry?
We went to quite a few summer tournaments this summer, and I don't know, just playing together. It's almost like street ball, you only have a couple plays, and you're just playing together, getting to know each other and building that chemistry, which you take into the season, and it just helps you further in your season.
Yeah. Talking to me about season to season, something from last year that you'd like the team to do better this year, and what you're excited to showcase this year.
I just think our overall teamwork. Last year we had kind of struggles of working together, and I think this year there's a lot of chemistry that can take us in different ways of how we worked through situations last year. And I just think us playing together for so long and finally coming to our year where we're all together, I think it's just going to make us better in the overall.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk to me about your game. What do you have the most fun doing out in the court? Is it defensively, offensively, or is it just helping teammates out?
I would say defense is the best part, but offense is also amazing because you get to score. But I think talking and communicating on the floor with your teammates and getting excited when we get a basket and overall just showing your appreciation for your teammates is the best part.
Absolutely. And what have you done in the off season specifically to try and get better than you did last year?
Well, this summer I had an injury, and it was halfway through the summer and just battled back. Started playing with basketball every day, gaining strength and building myself back so I can perform in season.
Perfect. Well, I'm glad you're getting healthier now. Last question I've been asking your teammates. One word to describe your team. What would it be?
Passionate and enjoyable.
Passionate and enjoyable. Perfect. Well, good luck this season, and thank you.
Thank you.
And now I'm here with Caitlin Converse. Caitlin, let's just talk about this year's team before we dive into last year or anything. What are you excited about, and what should we be ready for Bravettes basketball?
I'm really excited about our team chemistry. I think we have a really good team with a lot of fun players, and all around all the girls get along super well, so it's super fun to play with each other, and we're really able to push each other at practice so that we can get better for our games, so it's a really good environment all around.
What's your favorite part about basketball? Besides the team, you can be a little selfish on this answer. What do you specifically love?
I like it when we can get a good win in. I think it's super fun to win as a team and really have that good chemistry and connection. I think my favorite thing about basketball is probably when the whole team can move together and know where each other are in spacing.
Where are your strengths on the court? Does it come on the offense? Are you a shooter? Or do you try to find some motivation and get momentum through defense?
I like to be more of a shooter, but I also like to try to this year I'm going to focus on mid-range probably. I like to try to drive when I can, see the open lane.
Talk to me about now last year's team. Where do you want to see some improvement from last year's team going forward for this year to have such a fun and great season?
Probably just running the ball a lot and being really fast in transition and being able to run the court and make really good passes and just know where each other are on the floor.
What are some things you are excited for, especially about this season? Is it your teammates? Is it some upcoming games? I know Glacier obviously would be a fun game. The atmosphere is great.
I'm really excited, obviously, for Crosstown. That's always a pretty fun game. But I'm also really excited for this group of girls that we have. I think it's all around, really good people on and off the court. And so I'm really excited to be able to grow in my relationships and friendships with them and also be able to get some good wins in this year and hopefully go to state.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Kaylin, what have you done to your game in the offseason to try and become better?
I was hurt in the offseason, so a little bit I had to take off a little bit, but I've been able to do a lot of workouts and go with a trainer and stuff, so that's been really nice to be able to work on some stuff coming back.
Great. Well, I'm glad you're healthy now, and we'll see you, but I'll ask you one last question. I asked your teammate one word to describe your team.
Energetic.
Energetic.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Perfect.
Thank you.
Well, best of luck this season.
Thank you.
I'm here with Bravettes coach Kaylee Fox. Kaylee, just walk me through how you've been feeling about the team's practice so far and what you're excited to see this season.
Yeah, we had a really good start to the season. We had great tryouts and lots of intensity and competitiveness, and that's what we wanted from the girls. Once we've been getting into our teams, we're just trying to put all of our stuff in and making sure that we're ready for this first weekend of games.
Coach, talk to me about your background with basketball. Where does the love of it come for you, and how you got to this opportunity to coach for Flathead?
Yeah, I grew up in Fort Benton, Montana, and played there. Had a lot of success at the high school level. Went on to play college at Carroll and Northern. I was there as a graduate assistant for a couple years, and then I came out here, and I've been at Flathead ever since. So just kind of been in the program. I've been here actually for 16 years, so that feels like it's gone by really fast.
Yeah.
But I've been here and kind of been an assistant, and then took over the program 3 years ago. So.
And Coach, what's your philosophy like for basketball? Are you an offensive-minded coach? Do you try and get your players engaged in defense if it's a full-court press, or is it all just kind of balanced?
I really like to coach defense. I think that's one of my strengths as a coach. Offensively, we really try to just play to what we have as far as our players go and what their strengths are. Defensively, lots of intensity, lots of energy, and just making it hard on teams. We really focus on our teams. We really like to make it hard for teams offensively and then make them take a tough shot and then clean those up with the rebounds. So that's kind of our goal, and those are the things that I like to kind of focus on in the program.
Yeah, and Coach, talk to me about some of the players you're excited about this season and some spotlight for them.
Yeah, well, I would say first off, we have a very balanced team. We have kids from every grade level that are going to be contributing meaningful varsity minutes. Some of our returners, we have 2 seniors who are just like phenomenal people and really, really hard workers. They're great leaders for our program. And then we have some juniors who have a lot of experience, and Caitlin and Grace, who you talk to. And we're excited for them to like take a step forward skill-wise and kind of, develop some of those like takeover type of skills, like where they can just kind of control the game a little bit more. And then we have some sophomores who are ready to step up into bigger roles, and we have some freshmen that are new to the program that are going to, be great additions to the things that we're trying to do.
And Coach, how did the offseason go for you? Where did you see some improvement that you liked, and also something you guys still want to be better at?
I think the girls kind of talked about it. We really worked on just building chemistry. I don't really give them a lot of like sets or anything in the summertime. I just want them to play and just enjoy basketball for what it is. And then during the season, we kind of like fine tune the rest of things. But I think once they learn to play with each other, like what are their tendencies? What does this player like to do on the court? Then when we roll into the season, we already know some of those things. So we can, when we build our offense, we can use those tendencies to kind of like predict where our teammates are going to be at certain times of the game.
And Coach, you guys have your first game coming up this weekend. What are you most excited to see out of your players?
I'm just excited to play basketball again. We had a meeting in the springtime, and I had a countdown on my phone, and we talked about it as a team. And I've been sending them updates throughout the summer, and we love this time of year. I just love to be around these kids. Like, they work so hard, and I'm just really grateful to be able to coach them and to be a part of this program. Yeah.
Last question I asked you, Coach. It seems like your team's very connected, good chemistry. Where's the focus of that start? Is it in the off season? Is it every day? Is it the practices?
I think both. We just we talk a lot about it. Like we make sure that that's a focal point for us. But we also just like they are enjoyable kids and they like to be around each other. And we go really hard at practice, and we talk about when we push each other at practice. As soon as we step off the court, we are just. It's all to make you better. So that's kind of the things we like to encourage in the kids as they work through practices. Yeah.
I'm here with Brave coach Dan Trageser. Coach, talk to me, what you're excited to see about the team this season and all the work you guys have been putting in.
I think the most exciting part is we got a lot of new guys, a lot of new faces, and a lot of new places. So with that comes a lot of opportunity. I think there's a lot of eagerness in this gym. I think there's a lot of excitement, a lot of hunger. And with that, obviously comes a little bit of a learning curve as we get guys up to speed. But we have guys that have been here every day working hard. Grinding, and I think we have a group of guys that have really bought into the culture and what we're trying to build here, and just some natural leadership has come out, which we're really excited about.
Coach, before we talk about this season going forward, talk to me in the off season what you've seen from the guys, and how you guys have tried to build more chemistry throughout the summer and even in the spring.
These guys have just kind of made a commitment to just be together. So whether it was our off season lifting program, games in the summer, these guys organizing team meals on their own, they really just made a commitment to be together and to come together as a group. And I think that's shown, because now we have a group that's willing to hold each other accountable. I think the best teams are player-led teams, and that's what we've seen out here. We have some guys that have been here as younger classmen for 2 years that have really stepped in and are thriving, in those leadership roles. And I think that's one of the things we're really excited about this year.
And Coach, talk to me about your philosophy. Are you an offensive-minded coach, or do you a full court press guy, likes to play defense, or are you kind of a balance? What do you bring to the table?
I think it's player dependent. We don't have the ability. We're not a college program, so we don't get to recruit guys that kind of fit our perfect system. So we very much adapt to the players that we have and try to put them in the best position to be successful. I think for us, we've talked about it this year. I think our recipe to be successful is pretty simple. We're going to have to guard, we're going to have to rebound, and we're going to have to limit turnovers. And I think regardless of what level of basketball you're at, if you're able to do those three things, you're going to be in every game.
Absolutely. And when we're talking about this season, give me a couple of players you're excited about and why.
Like you said, we have a lot of new faces and a lot of new places. A couple guys that have really stood out. Ben Reichner, he'll play the point for us, has really stepped up in a leadership role. He's a guy that we had him in here as a freshman at the JV level. So he's really cut his teeth at the JV level for 2 years, knowing that, come his junior year, this is really going to be his team to lead and take over. He's done a great job running the offense and a great job of just being a vocal leader and holding guys accountable in here. Some other guys we're really excited about. Boston Case, another guy, 2-year JV guy that's kind of cut his teeth. Reese Brotherton, I think poses a lot of problems at the AA level. He's a 6'6" guy that can play, 1 through 5. We have Kyler Kosman, who came to us from Eureka. Eli Koopman, Max Shostak. So we have a lot of length, which I think is going to really help that recipe in terms of guarding and rebounding.
And you have all those athletes, what is it like you for a coach to be able to coach something like that where you have so many different unique builds or specializations on the court?
It's almost kind of like playing a video game in a sense where you get to move guys around in different places and kind of see what works and kind of just get to video game them a little bit and kind of play with lineups. And that's what we've been doing these first couple weeks of practices, with our scrimmage last week, just kind of seeing what different lineups look like, how guys gel together. But it's exciting when you have a group of guys that are focused on what the team is about, not their individual numbers. And I think this group really exemplifies that. It's not a me thing for them, it's a we thing. And I think that's what makes it really exciting as a coach, where you can put guys in different places. And like I said, with our length, I think we're going to have different guys that contribute on different nights. But for those guys, it's all about the success of the team. They're not focused on their individual accolades.
And last question I'll ask you, Coach. When you're talking about last year to this year, what's an improvement you really want to see and something you also want to bring back that you have from last year? A strength and a weakness, I should say.
I think for us, we want to be better on the defensive end. We want to be able to rebound. I think that's a change that our guys have really committed to on the defensive end. Having 5-6 guys over 6'4" makes that a little bit easier fixing the rebounding. I think one of the things that we did well last year, I think we finished strong in terms of competing, and I think our guys have seen that. There is no off night at the AA level. There is no gimme game. So knowing that you have to bring it every single night in AA, and I think our guys are up to that challenge. And I think we kind of made that switch, at the end of the season last year, knowing that you have to get off the bus and be ready to play. And I think our guys are ready for that.
Okay, I'm here with Boston Case here for the Braves basketball team. Boston, tell me what you're excited about this year and what you've done in the offseason to try and get better.
Yeah, I think really this year we've all came in here. We've really been trying to change the narrative of the culture. I feel like every day we've been working our butts off, trying to get 1% better every day, like my football coach said. And I'm just trying to be like the best leader I can. And I think that all of us were really putting in work for this offseason, getting ready for this season. I know all of us are really excited and hoping to make some noise this year. Talk
to me about your teammates. What are you excited to see out of them? You can talk about a specific player, or overall, is it your guys' defense, the way you guys hire in transition?
Yeah. I think our defense this year, I think, is going to be the key point of our team. We've really, I don't think we've had the best defense that we could have in the past couple of years. And so I think a big part of it is just going to be doing the best that we can on that end. And then if we can be successful on the defensive end, then it'll translate to offense. And so, I know our point guard, Ben, he's been putting in a ton of work over the summer. One of my best friends, Max, he's been putting in a ton of work. And so I think all of us have just been super locked in, and that's what we need. We just got to come out here, work, and it'll pay off on the court.
And what's your favorite part about basketball? Is it the scoring? Obviously, you said you guys like to play defense, but where do you take pride in your game?
Yeah, obviously scoring's the fun part of the game, right? But personally, I love playing defense. It's not pretty, but there's something about it I just like to do. Obviously, I like to get my points and all that, but the most important part is winning, and I feel like defense is the most important part of winning. So if I'm able to contribute on the defensive end, then I feel like I'm doing my job.
And talk to me about the leadership on this team. What are you, your teammates trying to do to make sure, everyone's bought in, everyone's on time? Are there anything you guys are trying to do off the court to on the court?
Yeah, so we've been implementing team dinners, and we've been doing a lot of team-oriented stuff lately. A lot more group hangouts just outside of practice, so that way we don't only know each other on the basketball court, And so I really feel like I've personally tried to step up and be a leader. I'm doing the best I can. Nobody's perfect, and I know that, so I just do what I can, and hopefully I can put my guys in the best position possible.
You guys got some games coming up here soon. I know you're excited. What's been the messages from your coaches?
We got to go into the game with the mindset that we can win. If you can't win if you don't believe that you can win, and so we're all super pumped. It's not conference play yet, but we have to get ready for conference play somehow. And so that's going to start out of conference. So hopefully we can go down to Great Falls, execute what we've been doing in practice, and come out with a win.
Yeah, hopefully I hope you guys do get that win. Last question I'll ask you, one word to describe your team.
That's a tough one. I think perseverance. We fight through a lot of things. A lot of things don't go our ways, but that's just how life is. Not everything in life is going to go your way. And so I think our ability to really fight through and push through, whether it's fouls, turnovers, not shooting the ball well, not making layups, I think our ability to just recover from that is going to be a big part of our success.
I'm here with Ben Reichner of the Braves basketball team. Ben, your teammate was just telling me how you guys have been trying to step up as leaders. What have you been trying to do to make sure you guys have a great season?
Just putting in constant hard work, putting in multiple hours a day, doing the extra work, not just in practice, but also in school, not skipping class, getting good grades. being leaders off the court, being nice to people, just having a good, being a good person.
And Boston was talking about how you've really tapped in and tried to impress this year with getting better in the summer. What have you been doing?
Just putting in hours. This whole summer, I just put my entire time into the gym. I live on the lake, so it's easy to get distracted, but just kept putting in hours over here, going to morning workouts, and then putting in hours on the gun after, shooting, getting shots up, and then working with my team. Even just bonding with my teammates, that's putting in hours. So.
And Ben, I obviously know you before this, and you've had tons of siblings and tons of sports throughout the years you've gone to. What's it like for your moment to finally come?
Well, watching, you guys in Big Fork, it was always my dream to kind of be on that court. But now that I'm here, it's still a dream of mine that I've always wanted to fulfill and play on the varsity level of basketball. And now I'm playing it at a AA division. I'm super excited. This season, this is our year, and next year I'll be a senior. So I got 2 years of this, and I can't wait. Can't be more excited.
That's great. And tell me, it's surreal, the feeling of getting to play in the AA. What excites you about the competition in the AA, and what are you looking for in Great Falls?
Yeah, this year, that's the reason why I transferred here, was to play at a AA division, so it could be a higher level basketball competition. Obviously the intensity and everything is a little bit higher, and the guys are a little bit better, but crosstown's going to be the best. I've never experienced a varsity crosstown while I'm actually playing on the court, so just once again, can't be more excited for that.
Last question I'll ask you. One word to describe your team. What would it be?
What's a word for perseverance?
A lot of people use grit.
Grit, yeah. I think we showed grit, and I think we have a good opportunity this year to show grit. No team is gonna want to lose to us. They're not gonna be they're not gonna be okay with losing to us. So every team's gonna come out and trying their hardest to beat us, and so it's going to show a lot of perseverance through us, and we're going to have to show that we can fight back and compete at this level.
Well, I'm excited to watch you, and best of luck this season.
This summer, the Daily Interlake followed the Brist family from their 5th-generation Montana farm to the bustling Northwest Montana Fair. From early morning chores to the intensity of the show ring, we captured the triumphs, sacrifices, and bonds that define livestock life.
Even though the animal might be kind of rude or kind of bossy, you still have that deep affection for the animal. And I just find that a good life lesson, even though a person on the surface might seem a little rude. I don't know why I'm tearing up, guys. I get it.
In this 2-part podcast series, hear the story of a family carrying on tradition, celebrating victories, and facing the bittersweet goodbyes that come with raising animals. Join us for Season 4 of our Deep Dive podcast, From Farm to Fair.